Hi Promethean Marketing, my name is Josh Burkhead. The reason I'm shooting this video is to give you just a little bit more background information than what I could possibly put on the resume that you've probably already seen. So let me start back in 1999. The very first job that I had, my very first paycheck went towards a Sega Dreamcast to the dismay of my own dad. But it was even through the Dreamcast that I realized I was onto something a little bigger. I've always enjoyed video games, but it was through the Dreamcast that I realized the potential of an online network. It was through playing online that I could see something developing in the background, and that was community. I took that a little further than with the Xbox. When that came out in 2001, of course we were playing games like Halo and Rainbow Six and that kind of thing, and then Xbox Live started coming out. It was through that I had met hundreds of people that I would have never met before, who I always wanted to stay in contact with, and I wanted to drive something that was a little bit more than just playing a game. And so I became involved in the Xbox forums at about that same time, and through that I was introduced to even more people, intelligent people, people of all walks of life, and I was engaged with that quite a bit. I was involved with the Xbox forums for quite many years, and I was also involved with Xbox Addict and quite a few other fan sites as well. But it was in 2005 when there was a random drawing. It was an Xbox sweepstakes. It was a free trip to E3 2005. And a random drawing was done, and my name out of 2 million people were selected to go to E3 2005 and just celebrate, have a good time. But it was when I got out to E3 2005 that I realized that I was a part of something just a little bit bigger than just a free trip. I took that opportunity to network with everyone I was in contact with. I got down names, I got business cards. I still have business cards from people at 2K Sports that I am still in contact with today. But it was even at the end of the week that there was a little party called C3 at E3 2005. It was the first one that Microsoft had done at E3. And I will never forget the time that it was needed that somebody be at the door to just hand out t-shirts for the event. I couldn't get my hand up fast enough. I was so excited to do that. Even though I'm there, I'm supposed to be having a great time, that was my good time. Being at the door and being able to hand out shirts and network with everybody there was fantastic. It was a dream come true. To be able to meet everybody and get them energized to come in and have a good time, I had a blast. I had an absolute blast with that. And even when I came home after that, I still stayed in contact with quite a few people through various gamer tags and that kind of thing. And they remember me as the t-shirt guy. I was so excited about that. But even past that, that week I met the most amazing group of people that I had ever met before, and that was the MVPs and their MVP lead at the time, Tony Hines. And these people energized me in a way that I didn't foresee happening. I was even more motivated to be a part of a community, more motivated to be a part of something that was bigger than me. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. Later on, after E3, I was awarded the Xbox MVP award for Microsoft, and through 2008, for 4 consecutive years, essentially, I was awarded that. It was in late 2008 that I felt Microsoft was making a few changes in its direction towards community, and on a personal level, I didn't agree with a lot of those decisions made. So, in 2009, I was presented with the opportunity to, again, be renewed as Microsoft MVP, and I respectfully declined it. On those grounds. I didn't feel like the community support was what it was, and I was less motivated in 2009 than what I had been at any other time. So what I did was I left that program, I left the Xbox forums for just a small amount of time, and I kind of regrouped in my head, okay, so what am I going to do? I still want to be involved, but I need a different direction. So I became a contributing writer for XboxAddict.com and other fan sites as well. Excuse me. But beyond that, I started my own podcast in late 2009 called Rock Crushes Paper, and it's on iTunes and Zune right now as we speak. It was through this podcast that I found an avenue where I could express my opinion. I could talk about anything I wanted within the games industry and sometimes other things, but it was the perfect creative avenue for me. And it was something I knew nothing about. Getting into podcasting required me to learn everything from audio editing to audio equipment to audio techniques and all sorts of stuff I knew absolutely nothing about, but I forced myself to learn it. I adapted to that, and I grew into it, and I love doing it now. I hate going 2 weeks without doing a podcast. It drives me insane, but it's something that I love to do. It's something that I'm very passionate about. On the professional side of things, for the last 6 years, I've been a project sales lead for Lowe's. And through my 6 years there, I have amassed about $3.5 million in sales so far. And it was my responsibility there at Lowe's to not only generate new accounts, whether that be for commercial purposes or personal people just coming in off the street looking to build onto a home, but it was my job to procure those accounts, make sure they're taken care of from start to finish. The entire project was mine to oversee, and I took a lot of pride in that. And a lot of people have asked me, how do you know when you're successful in something like that when it comes to sales or account management? And I tell them it's all within the relationship that you have with that customer at the end of the project and into the future. You know, every project can have things that go alright, and some projects can have things that might even be outside of your control. But as long as you can maintain that good relationship with that customer through the beginning, through the end, and into the future, things will work out. And that same customer will remember that and come back and come back. And really that's been my goal, is repeat business through effective relationships. So it's been something that I've been able to pull away from that 6-year period working with Lowe's and large projects, commercial or personal. But to be able to take something like that within account management and be able to apply it to something that I'm so passionate about, like the games industry within maybe even Promethean marketing, I would be so excited to do that, and that would honestly just be a dream come true for me. To be able to do something like that on a daily basis and to have a larger effect on community and even sales in general, that's really my bread and butter. I love to do that. So I hope you're interested. If you would like, get a hold of me. My phone number and email address are on my resume, and I look forward to talking to each of you in the future. Thanks.